Hey, today we're going to go through our garden plans for 2026. So our plan is to grow a variety of different vegetables, flowers, and herbs.
So Hannah has an in-ground garden with a couple raised garden beds and lots of planter pots.
Yeah.
And I have some lower raised garden beds and a variety of planter pots.
Yeah. But before we get into our plan, we want to start off by talking about what went well in our garden last year.
Yeah. And all the fails.
And all the fails. Yes, we're going to get into that too.
We spent years dreaming about a homestead, but dreams don't grow much on their own. You have to plant them. Right now, our homestead is mostly just trial, error, and a few packages of seeds. We're figuring out which starting method actually works and which ones are just hype. We're trading the concrete for the garden, learning to grow our own future from the ground up. It's messy, it's new, and we're taking you along for every single sprout.
So what is some things that you liked about last year's garden and want to repeat?
I think the Sweet Million variety of tomatoes. They're produced the little tiny tomatoes, and it just produced so many, so fruitful, and I would definitely do it again. And I really only needed like 2 plants, and that was enough for us and to be able to freeze some.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, good for you. Yeah, so with my in-ground garden, I really enjoyed my hot banana peppers turned out really well last year, but the first year they didn't. So I'm still trying to figure out the perfect ratio for that, but I think, yeah, that I'd like to repeat again, have them.
Mm-hmm.
But I really enjoyed my zucchini. For 2 years, it's been going really well just to have one zucchini plant. And then I've been, you find the male and female flowers and pollinate them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been working really well for me to do that for the last couple of years. So yeah, I'd like to do that again this year. So, and then I had a row of sunflowers right along my neighbor's fence. Mm-hmm. And I really like doing that. And I definitely plan to repeat that again because they were nice and tall and they looked nice. Yeah.
It looked pretty.
Yeah, it looked pretty, provided a bit of privacy. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Let's get into the fails.
So the Brussels sprouts. So we started them indoors. There were so many of them.
Yeah.
And they were all looking really good. And then also my, what was it? Okra. So everything looked good when I put it in the garden. It was doing all right. But then something decided to eat it. And it didn't look like it was bugs, it didn't look like it was like bugs because I didn't see any on there. Mm-hmm. So maybe it was something a little larger, or maybe I just did not see the bugs, but they were a challenge for me and I didn't get anything out of them. So I'm not sure if I want to try them again.
But yeah. You wouldn't try them again?
No, not for a little while, I think.
Okay. I am thinking of trying the Brussels sprouts again. I had the same issue that they started off really well. And as soon as I put them in my garden, nothing grew. I never grew okra at all, but my Brussels sprouts, they looked really well when I started indoors. Mm-hmm. The second I put them outside, it was nothing. So another fail that I had, it's kind of a funny story now looking back. At the moment, it wasn't good. But I was doing really well with my radishes. And in one of my raised garden beds, I had about 40 radishes planted, and they were looking beautiful. Mm-hmm. But my cauliflower was getting eaten by bugs. And so I was like, okay, I need to get rid of this cauliflower before these bugs spread to the rest of the garden. So here I go, grabbing my cauliflower to bring to the compost bin, walking right past my radishes. It was just like a stupid moment. Next morning, I woke up and all my radishes were destroyed. I was so sad because they were so good. And there were so many of them. So that was a big fail. Very big fail.
I have another fail story, and I think it's making it sound like we have more fails.
Yeah.
But, mint was very good success.
Yes. Yeah, your mint was a very big success.
But with my other fail was we have this garden bed that's closer to the fence, and there's a tree on the other side of the fence on the neighbor's property. And so our theory is that the tree roots are growing underneath the garden bed, and that's why nothing is producing there. And I've tried all sorts of things for the last couple of years, garlic has done good, surprisingly. But that's, I think, because it started there in the fall, and then it's had some time to like build some roots for when the tree wasn't really growing as much.
Yeah.
Or some things where I planted with starters there, they've done a little bit better because they've already had that established roots. But like seeds, nothing comes up. And so last year I tried planting kale for the first time and Swiss chard, but nothing came of it, I think, because of the location. And so I think I'm going to have to make some adjustments there to make that something grow in that back bed.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. That was, same with me for my leek. I started it indoors, and then I think, so the package had said that you want to start it like really early. So I started it end of January last year, and it grew. It did really well. And then it was kind of a later spring. And then by the time I got it out there, it was so weak. And as soon as I transplanted it, they all died. And I had like 12 plants. And so then I was like, I'm just going to throw some seeds in the ground. Didn't work. I had one come up, but then it was still so small by the time it was harvest that, it got frostbitten and didn't make it. So, that was also a fail.
My leek did fine with the transplant, but I think it wasn't started early enough. And so then it just wasn't ready to harvest.
Yeah, so we kind of got to find the correct date. I haven't started mine yet this year, have you?
I'm not sure if I'll do leek this year, but I guess we'll find out.
Maybe I should get going on mine then. I would like to, so but I think, I guess it is March now, so I'd like to get started on it. I think now is the time to do it, so we'll find out. Let's see what other questions we have.
So what are you most excited to grow?
Probably my zucchini again. I ate a lot of zucchini last year, and I find you could use it in so much, and even just one plant was enough for me, and that worked really well. So they do take up quite a bit of space, so I'm almost interested in trying to see if I can grow it more vertical. Then I don't know if that's possible with zucchini or not. I have to do a bit of research, but we can always try it. Yeah. How about you?
I think probably the mint plants.
Okay, yeah.
I like the lavender, like all the tea ones, because to have that fresh tea.
Yeah.
Nothing beats it.
Yeah, you had a lot of mint last year, all the herbs.
Yeah, definitely have missed it over the winter.
That is true. All the fresh herbs, it's so nice to have. I had cilantro my first year, and it did so good. And it spread everywhere. Had cilantro all summer. And last year, I just had taken the seeds from the year prior. Nothing grew. I'm not sure why. So I was like, I think I'm going to buy some new seeds this year and try it again, because that's definitely what I miss.
Yeah.
What are you scared to try? Are you scared to try anything?
I think flowers has always been something that I haven't been particularly skilled in, because growing up, we never really did flowers. It's always, making use of the vegetables, making use of the space for the vegetables. And I think that's what was more important on the farm. But in the city, it's like everybody has flowers on their yards, and they're pretty. And there are some that can are edible. But I think roses, for some reason, they're so beautiful, but they're always seem intimidating in my mind for some reason.
Okay.
I'm not sure that they're easiest to grow from what I've heard, but
I wonder once they're established, they'd be okay, but to get them there might be a little bit tricky. Yeah. I kind of am along the same lines as you. I find because I'm making a little bit of a flower bed at the moment, and trying to make sure that it's all planned correctly, so that it's with all the different ones that need full shade or partial shade or whatever it may be. And then knowing that, okay, these are tall, these are short, do these colors go together? I find it a little bit intimidating, because with some flowers, I'm like, okay, does it work if you transplanted it? Does it not work? And how much will it grow out? And just making sure that's all correct. That's been, I want to try it. I want to keep going with it. But I find that's a lot. to do. So
yeah, it'll be a year to experiment with that a little bit more.
yeah, exactly. I do plan to start a few flowers. Yeah, just indoors, and then put it outside, and then just see how it goes, how it looks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you excited to try that's new this year?
This year I'm gonna try some loofah seeds.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah, I don't know how well it's gonna work, but I'm gonna try it. I don't know why, because it's not really a vegetable you need to eat. I heard you can eat it, but most people just use it for the sponges. But for me, it's always just sounds exciting, and I've seen a lot of people that do like the arbor with it, and then yeah, you can hang the loofah from there. And I really like the thought of that, so maybe that's why I'm so enticed to try it. Because then I was like, okay, on the one side I could do the loofah, and on the other side I could do some snow peas crawling up or something. I'm not entirely sure yet, but I also still got to make the harbor, but we'll see.
That would be an adventure in itself.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah. Are you trying anything new?
I'm debating eggplant.
Oh.
I don't think it's too challenging.
Okay.
So I think I'm gonna try that this year.
Okay, that would be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, that would be really good.
Yeah, probably only like one plant, maybe, because we don't need a ton of it, but
yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So what seeds do you normally start indoors?
Tomatoes usually.
Okay.
And right now I have took clippings of my mint plant in the fall, and so I've got some small plants. They haven't grown too much over the winter because they don't get quite as much light as they would if they were outside, but enough to they stayed alive throughout the winter. At least a couple of the varieties did, and so I've got those started, and so they should be able to grow larger for when they're ready to be planted outdoors. Um, and what else do I grow? That's why we're having this garden planning.
Yeah, it was like good idea to always check, and yeah.
What have you started?
I want to try a few different ways of growing things this year. So I want to try like the winter sowing, where you put stuff in a milk jug and just put it outside and let winter harden them off. And yeah, then they're just supposed to do its own thing, and it's almost like a greenhouse because of the milk carton.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. I'm excited to try that way. And then inside, I want to try doing I think it's called the jelly roll or the snake roll, or the snail roll, I think is what it's called, where you take some fabric, or I think even some paper, well, stuff that's a little bit moisture resistant, and then you roll up some dirt in it, and then you put the seeds on top. Mm-hmm. So I want to try that as well. So I don't know, between all that, I got a few things I'm going to start indoors because I need to try a few things. But for sure, I got to start the loofah seeds inside. And then some of the flowers I'm going to start inside. And then broccoli start inside, and leek as well, if I'm not too late with the leek. I'm hoping I'm not. So between that, I should be. Mm-hmm. I'll probably have it going pretty soon is my plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the things like zucchini, cucumbers, I'll probably direct sow those ones.
Yeah.
And same with peas. And cilantro I might start ahead of time because I found that with that back garden bed, I had cilantro that was started already.
Yeah.
And then that one worked back there. But when I tried from seed, it didn't. So I think I'll plan for that back bed.
Maybe I should give that a try too with the cilantro. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, because it is a cool season crop. So to have it started, it'll do better and produce sooner in spring. And then once summer hits, hopefully it's kind of run its cycle and we've had some harvest, and then maybe we can indoor sow again and plant when it starts to cool down. We'd have a second harvest.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, lots of cilantro. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I want to try. So in my garden, I have a big area for like the vegetables, and then the side is what I'm kind of changing to be the flowers. But then right against my house, I have a little area, which I think used to be a little bit of a flower bed, but that I'm converting slowly over into all the herbs. Nice. So that's kind of the plan for this year, if I can make it work. But last year it wouldn't work for me, so I got to do something different, but I'm not quite sure what it is yet. So yeah. So I guess we should go into why we're all here and how we plan for our gardens. So I'm not gonna lie, I still do it the old school way. I still just use my gold old-fashioned notebook, and in here you can kind of see I have a few years worth of planning of how I do it. So I just kind of draw it out and I just write in what I'm gonna do. That's how I've always done it. Unlike Joe, who's up to date with technology and likes her spreadsheets.
The accountant in me.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, our plan is for both of us to kind of draw out where we're going to plan everything, put everything, so that way we know what seeds we need to buy and get for the year. So that way we're ahead of time and ready to go once the snow melts.
Let's get started on Hannah's.
Yeah, let's do it.
I've been growing vegetables for the last couple years, so I know what quantities I require for myself. I enjoy having a variety of different vegetables and look to rotate the crops in my garden. I start by looking at my seeds from last year to make a plan of what I need to seed start and get a basic idea of where I should plant each vegetable. Then I bring out my laptop to make sure that the companion plants work with one another, deterring pests and diseases. I spread out the kale, broccoli, cabbage, and cauliflower from each other, as well as not plant them in the same area as the year prior. I start jotting down ideas using a pencil. I learned the hard way that I change my mind once I begin planting and don't want anything permanent in my scribbler until the seed is in the ground. I find using a scribbler has always been simple and worked well for me. Let me know in the comments if you use this method as well.
Subscribe to be notified about our upcoming video where we talk about garden planning, using a spreadsheet for garden beds, and our gardening adventures as Hannah experiments with different seed starting techniques.